Good evening, friends and family, and thank you for coming to another night with Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities behind Black business. And tonight we have another gem in our community, Michael Allen. And Michael is the executive director of the Black Arts Ensemble Dance Company. Michael, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Dance is a very significant, just very important part of who we are as Black people. And so this is a very interesting discussion, and this is a very important work that you are doing in the community. And so I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy that you're doing what you're doing, and definitely want to do everything we can to support you, to keep this movement going. So,
Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
absolutely. And family, as you know, we're a nonprofit organization. And Michael, we work to enhance the awareness and support of Black businesses. We feel that if you support Black businesses are more than likely to circulate those dollars, the profits from those dollars that they make back into the community.
Absolutely.
And we used to have a thriving Black community here in Chicago with a lot of dollars circulating in the community. And unfortunately, we have many people who have come into our community and set up businesses and have created generational wealth off of our dollars and have felt no sense of obligation at all to give anything back. And then our local government agencies do not give our communities, our business people, the resources that they need. And so it's no wonder that our communities look the way they do here in Chicago. But in spite of that, we are still here and we are still thriving. And our dance is a reflection of that, I would say. And so we are a very small organization, but we have a big heart. And our heart is for our community and our people. And that's why we started this organization back in 2020. And so we asked you, family, to remember to support our Black businesses, to support our own institutions. This is what everyone else is doing,
Yeah.
unapologetically what everyone else is doing. And so we should be able to do it without having to give any excuse, without having to have any remorse. And so that's our mission here at Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities. And we are great supporters, as I told you earlier, of our bookstores and the Southside Community Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
As I have said many times on this show, we once had 22 Black bookstores here in Chicago, and we had dwindled down to where we only had a couple of Black bookstores. But there is a resurgence, and we have a number of new Black bookstores that have opened up recently in the Chicago area. And if you go to rrgbc.org, which is our website, we have those bookstores listed. And we ask that you support those bookstores. Go into their establishments and look at what they have. And many of these bookstores are offering programs and opportunities even for you to have an event in their establishment, especially the ones with the brick and mortar. And so this is what we have to do. We have to support them, and they support us. We have a bookstore of the month, and our bookstore of the month is still um, the Underground Bookstore. And the Underground Bookstore is located at 1727 East 87th Street here in Chicago. And I'm going to say that they are the oldest Black bookstore that we have here. And Brother Yoel has sustained some tumultuous times, some difficult times in this city, and he has some of the most profound reads that there are. And so we encourage you to go into our bookstores. We know it's more convenient to order on Amazon. We know it's more convenient with the audiobooks, and some of our bookstores are offering audiobooks. Some of you authors who are writing books, put some of your books into our bookstores. Have autograph signings and lectures about your reading materials in our bookstores. Knowing about our history and knowing about our people is very important to our survival. And so we want you to support them. And we go a step further and we have a book giveaway. All you have to do is go to rrgbc.org and subscribe, and you can become eligible for our book giveaway. And the book that we're giving away this month is Chain of Ideas, The Origins of Our Authoritarian Age. And this book argues that authoritarianism grows from a chain of ideas that build over time. And these ideas justify inequality, and then they take political shape. So this is a very interesting read. It was recommended by Brother Yoel. If you want to win a copy of this book, please go to rrgbc.org and subscribe. We pay for the book. We ask that you go into the bookstore and purchase the book, but if that is not possible, we will pay for the shipping. That's how important we know reading and knowledge is, which is something that we offer here at RRGBC. No catch. We pay for the book and we ship it out to you. All we ask is that you read it, share the knowledge, and hopefully you will benefit from the knowledge that is in that book. And then we ask you to go to Save Black Bookstores Chicago at change.org and sign our petition, as we will be working this year on a public policy piece for our bookstores. Local municipalities can create dollars and give dollars to bookstores. It is done in other communities, so it is not something that is unheard of. And so we ask that you go there and sign our petition. And finally, the Southside Community Federal Credit Union, located at 5401 South Wentworth. They've been there for over 20 years. And they have personal loans, micro business loans, car loans, better loans in lieu of those high interest payday loans. They have financial literacy classes. The Southside Community Federal Credit Union cares about you. They are not just a banking institution that is sitting in our community making dollars off of our deposits. And you can get a savings account there. You can get a checking account there. You can get an account for children as young as 7 years old. Can start an account, start talking to them about money, finances, how to manage their money, how money works in this country. And so please support the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. And last but not least, we ask that you go to rrgbc.org to our donation page, and there you can make a donation to help us with the work that we do to support our Black businesses. We will be having a fundraiser soon, and we have not had one since we first started this organization in 2020.
Okay.
And so we are not an organization that's out here about trying to make money. We are a small organization, but we have a big heart for our community. And our mission is to truly serve our community. It's not about what we can get out of you. It's about what we can do to help us thrive and be able to sustain what we have here in Chicago. So also, one more thing, we ask that you go to our website. We have collaborated with Eugene Eldonado, who has the Black Pages International, which is a listing of Black businesses here in Chicago, and also Chicago Eats, which is a listing of the Black restaurants here in Chicago. So there again, if you go to our website at rrgbc.org, you can click on either one of those sites if you're looking for a business, If you're looking for a service, uh, they're listed in the Black Pages International. And if you're looking for someone somewhere to eat, Chicago Eats is listed as well. All right. So let's get on with the conversation with our guest, Michael Allen. I met Michael in a Black establishment, Big Abs here in Chicago, which is a restaurant in Hyde Park. And we talked, and I found out that he had a dance company and he's teaching us stepping classes. And a lot of people are familiar with stepping, and then there are a lot of people that are not familiar with stepping. But stepping goes way back in the development of our culture that we created here in Chicago. Very significant part, just as much as jazz and blues and the rhythm and blues and the hip hop and all of that. This is a part of our culture and a part of who we are. And this is and you offer intergenerational classes. And so, Michael, we're honoring the legacy of Chicago Stepping. I want you to give you an opportunity to tell us about what you're doing in terms of your business and the stepping classes.
Awesome. Yeah, I was taking notes. I really, yeah, I'm definitely going to be utilizing uh, all the information that you shared. Yeah, it's very important that we do pour back into our community. Yeah, and so that we are, helping to change how our communities are. Because, like, I live on the north side now, and I spend a lot of time on the south side, and I see how it's so much different as a far
Oh,
as a yeah as opposed to like when you're looking like how the streets are, how businesses are. It's like it's night and day. Like you got food
mhm.
deserts on our side, the south and west side, as opposed to the north side where it's just like they have an abundance of opportunity.
Your head is spinning. You
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
down Milwaukee or Chicago Avenue, North Avenue, Division, Diversey, Clark Street. Just drive around and your head is spinning. There are
yeah,
so many businesses and so many people out.
yeah,
And so this is they've built a community over there where they can live, where they can work, where they can play.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, so we need that in our community. So we have to start.
mhm.
We have to find ways to unify so that we can build because they not nobody's gonna come and save us. It's up to us for
That's
things
right.
to change.
That's
So
right.
yeah, so I appreciate you having me on the show. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful, and it's a pleasure meeting you at B.A.E. If you don't go check out B.A.E, the food over there, I'm sure you let them know already, but
Yeah, the food is
yeah,
great. Yes, it
yeah,
is.
yeah, it's like a combination. It's like a whole experience. Like you got food, then the music. It's like it all comes together, and then you got Gabby there. Like she's just brings it like your mama. Like yeah, that's mama making
Hmm.
food. Yeah, she's in there talking to you, giving advice on like what to eat, what she thinks
Yep.
you might like. Yeah, so it's awesome. I love that place. But yeah, the name of my dance company is the Black Artist Ensemble Dance Company. Um, it's short for the acronym is B.A.E. So like whenever I have students coming in, I'm like, hey, you all are with B.A.E tonight. Yeah,
Okay.
and our mission is to create welcoming intergenerational spaces where Chicago Steppin and related Black social dances build connection, heal trauma, and support self-discovery through dance and through
Hmm.
Chicago Steppin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and through community classes, performances that uh, we would like to do, also, and through partnerships, we teach grace, compassion, and unity through dance. We're redefining the common, possible biases about like who stepping is and what Chicago stepping is. There's a lot of. I feel like everybody it's kind of like a cell phone company.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has an opinion because they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's like Chicago Steppin. Like everybody's like their parents either danced back in the day, or you seen like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my mom did that, or my
Yeah.
grandmother did that, or there was bopping, it's somebody they know about it, right?
How did
Whether
you get into stepping?
so that's a good question. It's funny. I was 18 years old, and my mom, she dances. She took me to a class when I was 18. And when I was 18, I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I I don't want to, I'm okay."
Mm-hmm.
But when I was 25, I went to a wedding and I saw a couple dancing to like R&B, like music
Mm-hmm.
that I like, and they were smooth, cold-blooded, like amazing. They were cool,
Mm-hmm.
calm, and collected, no sweating, and
Mm-hmm.
it looked like they were working together. And I was like, yeah, I need that now. I was like, that didn't
Okay.
look like what I thought when I was 18, but I want that. And then fast forward, you know, 15 years later, I've been learning in the practice, and now I teach. So yeah, it's an amazing dance, and it actually helps with relationship building. I feel like the true essence of relationships and learning like body language is you learn that through dance. I think it's like,
So,
yeah.
so kind of break this down a little bit for me because you mentioned initially, you talked about healing, healing, and how does that happen with dance healing?
So through dance, um, healing happens where I feel like a lot of students that come in, they they have something that's that they have inside that I feel like is that it's locked. They're trying to search. They're trying to find something to unlock something that they've had inside,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it's the workplace or just life in general, has had them have to like confine who they are as a person. And dance allows you to be your authentic self,
Mm-hmm.
and it teaches you how to communicate with another person.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's healing trauma when it comes to just feeling like you have to be in a box and you have to act a certain way. Um, and then also when it comes to, how can I say this? Like a lot of times when we're not communicating, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how we how we physically interact with touch,
Mm-hmm.
we have to learn there may be trauma built in that as far as like consentful touch. So dancing helps to learn consentful touch, and it correlates to, wow, okay, now I learned body language and how to consensually touch somebody. Now I can communicate and get consent when dancing with somebody, like asking somebody to dance. And
Mm-hmm.
also when somebody tells you no,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the end of the world.
This is reminding me. Well, we used to call them, well, any kind of dance parties you went to, because when I was coming up, we danced a lot. Uh, every year, every 6 months or something, it was a new dance out. I remember when the Funky Broadway came out, and now it's the Funky Chicken, and then it's the this one and the that one. All the new dances always come out, but we danced a lot. And you would go to parties, and they call them little basement parties, you know, and the girls would be sitting on one side and the guys would be sitting on the other side. But you can be assured that they're gonna come over there and ask you to dance, and you get up and dance, and it does begin to create a sense of relationship. You know, you're holding hands, and whether you fast dancing or you slow dancing, you know, you're connecting with another person. And it was definitely an opportunity for, the girls and the guys, the men and the women, to get together. And you started to see less of that, where we weren't dancing and we weren't connecting like that. But there is, there is a intimacy, level of intimacy there, and that's really important. And so it's something that we need to get back to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's there is intimacy, and I feel like because we haven't been intimate with each other so long that sometimes certain things get misunderstood through when you're with somebody now, and it's like, oh, did that mean something? Or so that's when I'm talking about, like, healing trauma, because what's happening is we're not communicating on what we want and what we're looking for and what actually things are meaning, and we're assuming. And what happens is you assume things, and then we get hurt, and it
Mm-hmm.
just keeps stacking and building and building and stacking until we have so much pimped up, you know, things that are going on inside,
Mm-hmm.
traumas from just being hurt so much. it,
Mm-hmm.
it, it
Mm-hmm.
stops you from allowing yourself to keep trying to find whatever you're looking for, or to be open with other people. And if,
Okay.
if we're open and you're keeping all that inside, it's gonna come out in different ways. And so dance allows you to release that. It'll that trauma will store as stress inside your body. So too much stress is bad for your body. Health wise, stress is bad. So yeah, I feel like I know that dance is a way to relieve the stresses of life by just allowing yourself to learn how to be patient with yourself, give yourself grace, and be considerate with yourself, and find your authentic self.
Right.
Yeah, you're able to find, like, who, like, a lot of people, I feel like, don't know. We've been in the box of corporate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we're scared to make mistakes or things going wrong. So it stops you from even trying things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was doing a little bit of reading, about this, and I remember coming upon a passage where it talked about dance was like our first language when Black people were going through that whole experience of slavery in this country, and you weren't allowed to speak your language, or you weren't allowed to beat the drum, to give different messages and communicate, as you say, communicate. But dance was not taken away. And that was one way that we could not only communicate, but we could remember, and we could survive, about who we were, remember who we were, and thrive in that whole element through dancing. And so it's been an important part of our being, in this country. Uh, all the different types of dances that we have created. And I think that's why, with our dancing and our music, so many other people, copy it or are drawn to it, because it's so pure and it's so powerful because of where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
It's very
Yeah,
spiritual.
it's spiritual and it's sacred. So it's
Hmm.
and
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah.
So stepping, what is what is stepping? How would you define or describe stepping?
So I would describe stepping as a partner dance,
Okay.
a movement artistry that that has a lead and a follow dynamic that allows our leads to express their emotion with our follows, and it allows our follows to amplify that emotion and what they hear through the music, through their movement. And I always say like it's a type of like moving meditation with a person.
Okay.
So you're communicating through your hands, and and how we relate is through the music that we hear because we listen to the same song. So it's not choreographed. There's a structure, there's a dynamic, and there's a structure, but it's a very ad lib dance. You're
Mhm.
able to bend things, not break, because we'll change the dance to something else. But it allows you to bend to where you can put your own style and your um, allows you to put your personality in the dance and deliver, get emotional. Whatever you got inside that you have emotions pimped up, it allows you to release that. Yeah.
So there's a leader and there's a follower. Is there a leader throughout the entire dance, or is there an exchange, or how does that
So
usually go?
yeah, so there's a leader throughout the entire dance, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of consent. So whoever, whatever that lead follow dynamic is, while you're dancing, if it's not the first person that asked, that person was giving consent. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are in the middle of a dance and then you switch the dynamic without asking, that's without consent. So now we look like we're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a bad way, but it's just like there's two leads. So there can't be two leads, there can't be two follows. We gotta work together. And that's where it's different than a lot of other, it's very unique. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's very unique because it it takes a little bit of it allows you to be, you have to be a little bit vulnerable on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Vulnerability, which is a lot of strength in vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of strength in being vulnerable, um, and it relieves a lot of stress because I feel people really want to see who you are as a person, and
Mm-hmm.
they will love you. They will love you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to put out a front of who you are. People
Mm-hmm.
will love the person that you are.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
because that person shines bright. That person shines bright. But when you hold who you are in, because you don't think people will, you'll feel like you're being judged, or it's not good. It's you want to release that. So that's what stepping does. It allows you to be your best authentic self without judgment, free of fear, free of doubt, free of, just free. Just be free.
Because
But you're working with somebody.
there's a lot of improvisation going on as
Yeah. And
well.
yeah, there's
So
yeah.
you gotta have some trust in your partner, the leader, and where they're gonna take you. And you gotta, and this is where I guess the classes become so important because you gotta have the ability to maybe go where your partner is taking you. You know, you gotta be able to make those moves, the spins and the turns, maybe. But what would you say about that?
So so the as far as when it comes to moves and spins and turns, there's actually not a lot of spins in stepping.
Okay.
It's really, I always think of it like uh, like a regal, like kings and queens. Like think of they would how they would move and how they would interact when they're dancing with each other. Stepping, it allows you to have massive impact with less like output. So
Mm-hmm.
you're able to you're able to express and to share what's going on without having to do a lot of movement to get that out. You can
Mm-hmm.
still, because you have the music, which is the pretty much the catalyst of everything we do. And music is inspired and created by emotion.
Mm-hmm.
An emotion sparked that person to write that song. Yeah. And what happened?
And you got those special songs. I looked up Jeffrey's "Love's Gonna Last" is a big one. I think that was considered a national anthem for steppers at one point. I don't know what's out there today, but yeah, "Love's Gonna Last." Um, and then people like the Temptations and Luther's songs and um, those people that could really bring it and have
Donny Hathaway,
Donny Hathaway.
Curtis Mayfield,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Bill Withers, Shaka Khan, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. It's love, love, love
Mm-hmm.
songs. Yeah, it's not just love songs. They're telling stories.
Sure.
Yeah, stories on like somebody inspired them so much to create. One of my favorites is Enchantment. I love Enchantment.
Okay.
I love Enchantment. Yeah, I love Enchantment. Forevermore. If you That one is like a very like slow dance. Forevermore. I love that song. It's like one of the like if it was love and the phrase or the passage in a dictionary, like you had love, the description would be Forevermore by Enchantment.
Mhm.
Yeah, that song is, yeah. And Run Plug, the one of the singers, Bobby Green, he teaches a black social dance in Detroit, called Greystone in Detroit Ballroom. It's another black social partner dance,
Okay.
uh, that derived out of Detroit, and he teaches there. And you may get it if you ever in Detroit. I would recommend going to his class because you may have the group Enchantment come in and sing to you.
Now, what's the name of the place in Detroit?
His name is Bobby Green.
Bobby Green.
Yeah, Bobby Green. Yeah, if you put in Detroit Ballroom Bobby Green, his name will come up.
Okay.
Yeah, his name will come up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, um, now they said that stepping originated in Chicago. At least I read that it originated in Chicago, and I remember they used to call it the bop.
Hmm. Yeah,
What's the difference? Or is there a difference?
there is. So I like that you guys have like bookstores. Support the bookstores because everything you need to know is in books. So it's funny because I
Mm-hmm.
have this book. This is a good book to talk about our dance. It's called Jukin.
Jukin.
Yeah, Jukin by Katrina Hazard Gordon, and it is the rise of social dance formation in African American culture. It's all great, book. Great. Yeah. So it talks about, um, how dance was, like derived. The dance was derived in West Africa. How, priests, um, kings, um, anybody that was taking office, they had to take 6 months of dance before they went into their prospective practice as in leadership.
So why was that?
Uh, Form of communication. What other better way to learn how to communicate than body language, and it also, like you said, holds our culture. That's how we are able to keep our culture alive, and it's in a direct connection to
Mm-hmm.
our culture as a people, is dance. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then that book talks about how during the slave trade, how dance played a very pivotal factor in us surviving the passage. Yeah,
Mm.
they would dance us to keep to to heal us and to
Mm-hmm.
keep us moving, because most of the time they would be sit slouched and they would die. So
Mm-hmm.
they found that dancing that would keep them. They would make the passage when they danced.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing is healing. So yeah, so it's a great book. Um,
So you were getting ready to tell me the difference between the bop
I was
and
gonna segue
step.
into that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So difference between bopping and stepping. Just a little quick history. So there's a dance called the Texas Tommy that started in California in the early 1900s during the Great Migration. And what happened is it traveled to Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So dance changed with music. Harlem Renaissance, you got swing, jazz, you got jazz, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is, as the music changed through the 50s, 60s, 70s, it started to R&B, soul. It started to smooth out. So first you had bopping. It transitioned to Chicago, and that's when the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, music changed. So with
Mm-hmm.
music changing, that changed dancing. So bopping correlates to East Coast swing. It's literally like almost pretty much the same dance.
Mm-hmm.
Real like bopping, 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 bopping.
Okay.
Boom, boom. Yeah. So what happened is jazz started transitioning to something smoother, R&B, soul. It changed to what's called the new bop, and the new bop was a smoothed out bop. And then when the kids were inspired, they had all those 25 and up clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kids couldn't get in. So the kids will watch. They were inspired by the new boppers, the people that were dancing together, and they mimic what they saw. And that's phrase when people just do their own thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
phrase stepping. So
Okay.
yeah, Chicago Steppin is what everybody does, like when they're doing their thing. But the formal term, when you see people dancing together, and it's like, wow, they look like they're like they choreograph. It's like I don't know, it just works together. That formal is the formal name for it is the new bop.
Okay.
But commercially known, it's Chicago Steppin.
Chicago stepping.
Yeah, yeah. So there's different styles. You got freestyle stepping, then you have your new bop style of stepping, which is when we work together. So it's all one and the same. They all work, just different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is stepping dance that's occurring in different cities throughout the country? I know it's not just here in Chicago.
Yeah, there's almost I feel like I know there is in the major cities of the U.S. there is a stepping community. So it is underground, not too crazy, but there is a stepping community in California. There's a stepping community in New York. There's a stepping community in Detroit. There's a stepping community, obviously Chicago, um, Texas, Atlanta. Like it's nationwide, and I know that there's been instructors that have gone out to and done um, workshops in London and in Africa. So those aren't as big communities as they are here in the U.S.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's there's a big community. But I'm working to grow the community, because we have a lot of our elders and our more seasoned dancers. They're passing away, and it's up to us to learn what we take what we've
Mhm.
learned and pass it down to the next generation so that it can continue to grow and flourish. Um, yeah, because it is amazing. It's different. It's the only dance that I believe you can dance to the music you actually like listen to on the regular.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's the powerful music that
Very
touches your
powerful.
soul. Yeah, touch you. Yeah, take you somewhere.
Wow. And we have to, you know, you have classes, but it also has to be a part of our everyday life. This is how I learned an appreciation, for it, or even learn how to do it to whatever extent I know how to do it. But it was from my family. We would get together and they'd be playing music, and they taught me just like beer whisk. Everybody learned how to play beer whisk, and we carried it on. And you have to pass it on. You have
Yeah,
to hold on. We have to hold on to our traditions. And I know
yeah,
so often, so many of our traditions, other people like our music so much, and it's so powerful. They gravitate towards it, and they get it, and they take it somewhere else, and it doesn't become ours anymore, or we're not even acknowledged in terms of where this actually came from.
yeah, yeah, and that's unfortunate. And through music is very powerful, and I feel like the early, like 50s, 60s, 70s, it was a lot of during the civil rights, it was a lot of like
Mhm.
uplifting, a lot of love, a lot of pouring back into us, and singing about the times of what's going on,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
how we can uplift each other, right? Uplift black
Mhm.
culture, uplift black people. That's one of my missions, just to uplift black culture, uplift black people through movement. So, and now I think the music now, it's not telling stories, and it's like the same thing. Like it's talking about the same thing to keep us distracted and not bringing us together.
Mhm.
And I feel like the music in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, even early 80s, would bringing people together and unifying us, and it was telling stories, and that's
Right.
why a lot of the music is sampled in a lot of the music that's played today.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how I feel like I know it's able to bridge the gaps, because you can be like, oh, Roberta Flack, oh, Lauren Hill sample, where you think she got that? Killing Me Softly. She sampled that
Mhm.
that's a remake of Roberta Flack's Killing Me
That's
Softly.
right.
Yep, and they both got Grammys.
Mm.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
Or I'm in Love by Mary J. Blige. Who she sampled that from? The Gap Band. Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. Or you could do Erica Badu. I think it was one of her songs. She sampled from Tarika Blue, which is a jazz musician. Like, a lot of jazz got sampled, so you can take
Sure.
it back even further to jazz. So that music is just
And
living
you
through.
can and you can do step into jazz.
You can dance to, you can step to jazz, R&B, hip hop, uh, soul, all that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there's not really, just to dispel some myth, it's not really stepping music. It's more of a stepping groove. So if you hear a song and it makes you move, that's a groove that it's talking to your soul. So that's okay. I got to. I'm. You're literally like,
So
whenever you're. Yeah, that's a.
they're actually stepping to the rap. hip hop music that we hear today, on the radio?
I mean, no, I'm
No,
talking about probably like early '80s rap,
early
like
80s.
Jazz, like
Okay.
Tribe Called Quest. I even like Eric B and Rakim. Everyday People, that was sampled. Um, yeah, like that type, like the '80s rap. You know, going on to
It's more
there's
conscious, more
yeah,
conscious music.
yeah,
Hmm.
more conscious, artists that were yeah, and because they were sampling from you know older music, they sampled a lot. So
Okay. Okay. Well, family, we're talking to Michael Allen, Executive Director of Black Arts Ensemble Dance Company. And Michael, you have dance stepping classes that you offer. And where are your classes, and when are your classes?
yes, so my classes are at I have one class every Tuesday night from 6 to 7:15 at Red Clay Dance Company. It's 808 63rd Street off of 63rd and Cottage,
Hmm.
right by Daly's and Conscious Plates, right under the green. I think is that the green line over
I'm
there.
not sure, but I know that's
Okay.
the L station there.
Yeah, it's like there's one right over there. So I do I teach an intro class, and then I also do bring your own vinyl open dance the last 15 minutes of class. Um, so if you have vinyl, bring it. Sometimes I'll do a jam session after. I'm learning how to play the djembe, so I have my djembe always with me.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you play an instrument, you know, bring it. Yeah, yeah. And then I teach at Mayfair Arts Center on 1050. No, I'm sorry, not 1059. It's 8701 South Bennett, right off of Jeffrey and
Right off of
87.
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right off of Jeffrey. Yeah,
Now
where
you
the
working
sun.
with children? Both the children
That
there?
I teach an adult class. In the
Okay.
future, I would like to work with children because we connect with physical touch. I have to make sure that there there's certain guidelines to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So I like to in the future that will be coming because I would like to have a dance company and go into and develop performances so that people can get an
Mhm.
idea of what stepping looks like. And I feel like the youth is the ones that can really express. They have the time to put in to learn it and to
Okay.
get to a level of mastery so that they can
Mhm.
share and express, what they're hearing or what's being told to them.
So who's mostly stepping today? Who's the
Mostly people that are stepping today are the more seasoned, our elders. But there is a big community of people that are, you know, 35, 30, 35, in the somewhat, I say they're younger because I'm
mhm.
40. So I even think like 40, 50, 60, that's young. To me, that's young because my grandma, she's 96, she still do the twist.
Still doing the
She
twist.
still
All
do the
right.
twist. Yeah, she
Right.
talks
I know
about it.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, we used to do the twist, and
Ah.
and it's
And so
crazy
they
how
used
her
to have,
mind.
they had a new song, a new dance rather. Everybody every 6 months, it was a new dance that came out. You had to try to get it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And my grandma used to have basement parties. I couldn't. My mom wouldn't let me in down there. She was like, "No, that's adults. You can stay upstairs."
Did you ever see the movie Cooley High?
Yeah, yeah, I
When
did.
the girl
Been
had
on.
the party where her parents went home and she was charging for people to come into the party. And it
Yeah,
just got out of hand. It was
yeah,
so funny.
yeah.
But
Oh
yeah, they
yeah,
just, mhm. Yep. Right. Pay 5 cents to get in.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, oh yeah,
25 cents to get in.
yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny how like it relates, like how movies, fashion, a lot of different artistry, photography, you know, it comes with all our different artistry. They correlate together.
Hmm.
They all are intertwined to tie us back to our culture. They're all intertwined, and it's healing. It's artistry is it heals you because it takes your mind off of the stresses of life. I think Prince said, like, I don't think we're meant to take on all the problems of the world.
Right.
Yeah, and the technology that we have gives us access to so much input. You
Hmm.
know, we're getting so much, and it's too much. It's and I
Yeah,
feel sometimes.
you don't have time to just be, you know, constantly being pulled into something, into doing something, into being something else, as opposed to just having time to just be. And I like the idea of the communication part of this dance, where people are coming together, communicating. Because even with the computers and Facebook and all of that, um, and the phones, and you go into a restaurant and you see people sitting at a table, they all came out to eat, and everybody is on their phone, you know, losing the ability or opportunities, not taking opportunities to actually communicate with each other.
Yeah, yeah,
And so when you don't exercise something, it gets weak. And so that whole ability to communicate with another person and interact with another person um, gets lost. And so I think this is really, really important.
yeah. It's definitely because yeah, it's very important. Communication with people. It's important because I don't care what anybody says, you're gonna have to talk to somebody to get through your life
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
general. Relationships, I believe, are if you have a if you have bad relationships with whether it's a friendship, intimate relationship, a relationship with whoever you pray to or whoever you feel that is your savior. Like, all relationships are important, and if we don't learn how to have relationships, it's gonna affect everything else really bad.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
very important because everything we do is a relationship with ourselves. Self love, it's a major thing. It's a relationship with yourself. So that's what dance helps to focus on, like your relationship with others and your relationship with yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself. Yeah,
And it's something that you can feel. You're dancing with someone, and you're having this experience, and it's a feeling. It's emotional feeling. And I think that's the other thing that draws people to our music is it carries those emotions that you can feel. And then we end up setting the standard for what's cool, you know. And so, our fashions and everything we are doing is just always on the cutting edge, because we're constantly through dance, we're constantly able to create. And through dance, we're constantly able to let the world see we're still here,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
As
Yeah,
long as we can continue to move, as you said, on that slave ship, where they were able to dance and still move, because if they stopped, then they were going to die.
yeah,
But we're
yeah,
able to still move. We're able, as long as we can do that, we can create and we can survive, and we influence the world.
hmm,
Um,
absolutely.
and we're still here, and we still remember,
Yeah,
really through the music and through the dance.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I can't remember the person. It's in there. It's in my memory. But they said that memory is a form of resistance, and it because your memory is tied to remembering your culture. If you don't remember where you came from, how are you be able to get to where you want to go and see the future?
Hmm.
So tying to what happened before, because everything I feel like is a cycle. Like even fashion, like everything, like not fashion, but all things are going through a cycle. Music now, the younger generation likes vinyl. There's a vinyl night every night of the week in Chicago, and
Wow.
it's hosted by younger people in their 20s. There's
Wow.
DJs, yeah, they
Well,
play
it's a
vinyl.
different sound. There's a different sound. I, I remember when they started taking everything was, become, they were making the music. It wasn't using instruments. It was all made through the computer. So you was listening to all of that kind of music, and that's different from listening to someone actually playing an instrument. It's a different sense. It's a different feel. And so there's something different in that vinyl as opposed to what you might hear through the computers and the streaming. Yes, it has a different sound. And plus, I know they're probably making songs now in vinyl.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
correct? Is that correct?
every artist that comes out with a new, it's another revenue stream for the artist. So every artist that drops something every Friday on Apple Music, Spotify, there's a vinyl that they have that you can go into the store and buy. Yeah,
Hmm.
so they make vinyls. Cause I haven't really seen like too many CDs, but I just see vinyls. Like you could go to Target, get vinyl, Best Buy they got vinyl. Um,
And then you
yeah,
got record shops. Okay, now you have the record shop on, and I can think of the name of the record shop on 87th Street. Uh, he has he has a very large collection of vinyl
yeah,
records.
by the Walgreens over there, like
Yeah,
right off of
yes,
Stony,
yes,
right?
right off of
Yeah,
Stony
yeah.
Island.
I gotta go check that
Mhm.
place out.
Yeah, he has a nice collection. But I tell you who has the largest collection is Out of the Past record shop, and it's on the west side. Oh
Out of
yeah.
the past.
Oh, you have to go there. People come
Oh,
here from other countries and go there. They have been there for probably about 60 years,
dang.
and they've got over a million uh, albums in that place.
Yeah, I
And you
never even
can,
heard.
oh yeah, it's called Out of the Past
Okay,
Records,
okay.
and they're on West Madison Street.
I'm
That's
going.
nice.
I love vinyl. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And you go in there and they have so many records. You know how people get CDs made. They're just songs. You just come in, people come in with a list and they make them, like that. But they do have a very large collection of albums.
Okay, I'm going there. Like I've never. You just put me on.
Oh
See, look
yeah.
at that. You just put
Oh
me on.
yes.
Yeah, that's
On
yeah.
West Madison Street.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, it's a
that's
big place too.
big.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Michael, we are coming up to the top of the hour. It's almost 9 o'clock. I want you to have some final words. Definitely let people know again how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you, how they can sign up for your classes, your stepping classes. Because I'm signed up and didn't make it last night, but I'm definitely gonna make it to the next one.
Okay, and you got a complimentary class from me to the next
Oh,
one. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So I'm gonna take care of that class. Yeah, but you can my social media tag is Michael underscore Allen I'm the second. So I do also have a B.A.E Dance Company. That Instagram is under construction. Um, you can find me at I'm part of faculty at Red Clay Dance Company, so you can register online through redclay.com, redclayddancecompany.com. Um, with Mayfair, that is in my social. I lease that space, so you could just come there on Saturdays, and I'm developing my website. It's www.baedancecode.com. So it's under construction. It's there, but it's like bare right now. So it
Hmm.
just has my logo and stuff. So I'll have it together in the next coming weeks, so people can go in and see all the different classes that I have, and all the work that I've done. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah, and
Well, family, this is our culture. This is a part of our culture, uh, a very deep part of our culture, our dance, and definitely stepping. And so I am so happy to have met you, and I'm so happy about what you're doing. And like I said, it's very important.
yeah, and I'm very happy to have met you. I'm grateful for you having me on your platform, and allowing me to share this space. And you know,
Hmm.
yeah, you always like a bright light, always smiling. And for those of you who didn't know, it was her birthday this past weekend, so you make sure you wish her a happy birthday, happy belated birthday. You gotta let them know.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we went
Just
birthday.
turned
You did.
35,
Yeah.
35.
That's right.
That's right. Yep, yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Michael. Okay, well, remember, support Black businesses. And we also talk to our Black businesses about supporting Black businesses. You know, they got to do that. You know, we got to do that unapologetically so. All right. So you have a good night and thank you for coming.
Okay. You have a good night as well. Thank you.